Yeah, anytime they share anything that's like my content or tag me in something, I'll go up like 1,000 followers in a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is like the people who watch Yeah Mad like you, but at no point during watching it are they like, I should see more of that guy.
Correct. Yeah.
But now your handle's right there. Like, maybe this guy. I don't know. He's around. I like having him.
Well,
She seems to like him. Maybe if I like him, she'll like me.
Maybe he's got a number.
that's their way in. Yeah. DMs like, hey, bro. I sent Sam a DM a week ago, no response. Could you follow up for me?
Hey, legend, I got a lot of guys to follow up for, to be honest. I like you the less.
Look, dude, it must be awesome to be in soft pimping.
Soft pimping.
Not hard pimping, soft pimping.
Sometimes pimping is easy.
Oh yeah. So Hamo, how are you? How are you feeling?
I'm unwell.
Yeah.
I'm not the best. I have a little bit of the sniffles. Ever since, this is a coincidence in my book, but ever since we got very drunk for Super Bowl on Monday,
Yeah.
I have not been fantastic.
Yeah. It was Tom. I mean, you went there because
wasn't
you're a
there.
huge pussy.
He was there in spirit. If it was a very...
Was he? I don't think that was
heavily,
Tom.
A heavily abused spirit.
I thought it was like the spirit of some kind of lost frat boy who died during a hazing incident. He's like, fellas, go on without me. Drink the Bud Light. Say the slurs. Do it.
And boy,
It's
did we.
football.
Boy,
It's
did we.
goddamn football. Yeah, fuck. We'd like to thank the people at Wahlburgers and Circular Quay.
The first Flog Cabin Super Bowl was a huge success,
Massive.
and Wahlburgers played a major part.
I like
Hospitality, fantastic.
very good hospo. As you can see, this is our first Flog ornament.
Flog
A ornament.
We're adorning the cabin.
Which is a signed ball signed by the chef Paul Wahlberg.
Yeah, people have been like, "Which one's Paul?" Because I've been showing this ball to fucking everybody. I'm like a 2-year-old boy. You got to see it. So he's the one that looks very unwell of the Wahlbergs.
That's one of those questions. Like, which one's Paul? It's like, it's not Mark. What more detail do you really want?
Yeah. So that was our guy. His son, because he's the chef
The chef, yep.
in charge of Wahlburgers.
He's the guy.
Apparently,
Yep.
he
He's the one
doesn't
that
stay
invented
prayed up. He stays flipped up.
That's
like
it.
a burger, bunned up, burgered up.
And the burgers, I ended up having three burgers.
Triple dinner.
Including the brekkie burger, which I didn't read the menu correctly. I thought it was just a bacon egg roll. It came with like a sausage or beef patty on it as well, and it was fantastic.
Wow, Paul has been experimenting in the kitchen. He's been trying everything.
What should we do with
Real
that
good.
breakfast burger? Not a lot different. Need a patty to hold this thing together. But no, they were very, very good to have us. And look, the reason that we bring this up is because they had a $5 pint promotion, Tom.
$5 pints.
$5
$5
pints of
pints.
Wahlbrewski.
Oh my
And
god!
oh boy, did we spend $100.
Did it run out after an hour?
Well, Tom, have we got a story for you? Fresh off the back of last week where I talked about Super Bowl promotions running out real quick, Wahlburgers' flagship beer, the Wahlbrewski, ran out at the end of the first quarter.
As is tradition. That's crazy.
And so here's the thing that didn't happen with that stupid bar 100 that now doesn't exist anymore. I looked it up.
Coincidence?
When that guy went into hiding, this time...
Ever since I got the other girls on Yeah Man to start trashing them on socials.
This time, we said to them, "Hey, so the beer, the one beer you've got running a promotion on is run out. What are we doing?" And they said you could have any other beer for $5.
Immediately.
Immediate. Any
No
pint?
hesitation.
Any pint?
Talk about
Any
pivot.
pint.
Wow.
But why would you want anything other than a nice Wahlbrewski?
They were actually delicious.
They went down smooth.
They were fantastic. They turned out they were 3.5%. So they're like a mid-strength. But I would say that considering how long we were drinking for, it probably was for the best to be drinking.
But they ran out after the first quarter, and you were still there at 5.
No. We went to other bars. We took the show on the road.
We went to Wahlburger Manly.
We got lost on the way back from the toilet. Where's Wahlburgers? Oh, fuck. It's on this ferry? Oh, no. There it is.
We did a wall crawl.
Wall crawl.
Well, they are actually excited to have us do the Wahlburgers, the 1 week podcast tour. They're happy to have us. That's locked in. Even after Super Bowl Monday. Even after.
Yeah, I think
they
our
experienced
behaviour
us for 4
was
hours.
questionable at times.
So
I think.
are we actually going to try and hit all 4 Wahlburgers in a week?
Absolutely. That's on.
Sick. That's great.
We're going Friday Surfers Paradise, Saturday Byron Bay, Sunday Manly to Circular Quay. We're doing
That
2
sounds-
in the same day.
When you break it up, it sounds very doable.
Super doable.
You're going to have like 18 Wahlburgers across 3 days.
There's going to be an over-under bet.
Gonna start taking prop bets on the tour.
The game was fun. The food was good. The beers were good. We had quite a few of Dan's fans that came.
I saw a few Dan Muggleton t-shirts
2
in there.
guys wearing Dan Muggleton shirts.
I saw that shirt. I'm like, I'll wear that to bed.
Look, the floggers are in attendance,
The floggers.
and we'd
turned
like
up.
to shout them out individually because they deserve it. We have Cam, Rory, and Darcy. They were the 3 floggers.
And what about the other 2 guys I were with?
They didn't wear my t-shirt, so fuck 'em. These aren't names I need to remember. Yeah, you're nothing. I think it was Sebastian, which is a great name to hate.
That is a great
Classic
name to hate.
Sebastian.
And then I had my life partner James, who came. He's also a fan of the pod.
Yes.
He came along.
He listens.
Yeah,
he's the first person connected to any of us that listens. Every ep, he was on top of it. He's like,
Oh,
oh,
he
you're the
was
guy that talks a lot on the podcast. And I was like, fuck you, James.
I have another mate who's like, he used to be a massive Counter-Strike nerd, and when he saw that like the Counter-Strike
Tease for
image,
life?
he was like, he wanted to listen to the Counter-Strike bit of our pod, so he wanted like directions to that. I'm like, no, dude, you have to listen to the whole episode.
Yeah, and luckily we buried that right at the end. Sucked in, loser.
Yeah, such shit going on.
But no, so yeah, they were the initial floggers. It'll only grow. Tom, do you reckon by next year you won't be a pussy?
Next Super Bowl?
Come to the Super Bowl.
I think I'll be more. I'll be a different kind of pussy, and I'll take annual leave to not get insulted by you, which is just me being afraid of a different group of people.
Dude, my boss is fine. What about my friends? They're a goddamn nightmare. I was thinking about this afterward. I think that was the first like time I'd really felt like a nuisance since my mid-20s when I was like out. Like just that thing, like, you know, we were just running upstairs, we're throwing the ball around, just everyone's just like, your hairline is too receding for this.
Was I still with you at a bar in the Rocks when I got asked to leave like immediately after we arrived?
Wait, yeah, probably. Is that why we moved? I don't know why.
I can't remember, but there was certainly one bar which we went into. I got bought a beer, and then the bouncer came up and said that the bar staff had said that they'd chatted to me and I was showing signs of intoxication. And I absolutely had not chatted to them, but I also was showing massive signs of intoxication. So I guess they just saw me and just were like, that guy.
That's a drunk guy.
Oh, I'm wearing a 49ers jersey and I'm stumbling. And they're like, that's enough.
It's very rough because like all of them are wearing like Super Bowl promotional gear, so it's a bunch of people in red Bud hats being like, "You've had enough." It's like, "Fuck you, I don't respect you." But just for anyone who's listened to the pod the whole time, I can't have 2 fucking beers. No one cut me off all day.
I mean, I was drinking at twice the rate of you.
I'm not saying twice the rate, more though, definitely more.
Yeah, I can say that.
I genuinely like what $5 pints. I think minimum we spent $100 on beer.
Yep.
Minimum. I reckon probably 200. I think we probably bought 40 beers at Wahlburgers. 40 pints.
But how many? Not you guys didn't have 10 pints or 20 pints each, obviously. No, you.
I reckon I had between 10 and 15. I reckon.
Yeah,
It was
there a lot.
crazy.
I also finished. I finished with something that they have on the menu called a Big Boy, which is a super pint. It's it's 650 mils of beer, and that was the beer I had to close my time at Wahlburgers, and it was fantastic.
A super pint. The Germans call it the Ubermensch.
Was it $5 as well?
No, I think by that stage I was. Oh no! So what
He
happened?
could no longer do math at that point. He forgot there was a promotion.
Wahlburgers had very kindly given us a couple of promo codes for a couple of discount drinks between Dan and I.
Yes.
Yep.
And we had one of those left over, so I used that to get a discount beer.
What are the discount codes at Wahlburgers? Are they fun?
It was just Flog Cabin.
Oh, right.
Don't you remember the promo codes? It was, "Why aren't you here, Tom?" Seriously, just take a long lunch, you dog. And my favorite, Tom Witcombe is a homo.
I
got that voice, by the way.
I thought you were leaving me an abusive voicemail. You were just telling me the promo codes.
Well, if you got there, I knew you'd want to save some cash.
How much did Poofters Don't Get Lunch get off?
It's unfortunate it's not have to edit this episode.
When we were debating it, the chances of you coming, I was like, we can't just all agree that he's absolutely not coming. I said we have to create some kind of odds around it. So I put the market at 10-1, which I thought was...
Of me coming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the end, that would have been a good bet if someone had taken it.
If I was less drunk and remembered there were odds, I probably would have got on there. Because by the end of quarter one, I was like, there is no chance.
Yeah.
He can't miss Usher's halftime show.
Well, I did get a call from Hamo on Dan's phone that neither of you remember.
Yeah, that was trying to schedule this.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're a dork. When you're hammered and like blackout, you're like, we should figure out when we're meeting.
Wait, we called on for my phone?
No,
my
Dan's
phone.
phone.
And I was like, Ham, I'm too drunk for this. You handle it.
Did I say anything useful?
Yeah, we made a really, really solid plan that neither of you remember.
Oh.
And then the next day, everyone was like, so we got to sort out what time we're doing this week. Like, well, I'm sorted. So
That checks out. Because I woke up at like 2 a.m. On my bed, clothed, and I must have got a taxi home at like 7 p.m. And so there was a bit there where I lost. I must have just made it to my bed and just collapsed. But then it was annoying because I'd slept for like 6 hours. So I woke up at like 2 a.m. like wide awake.
Oh, I did not have that issue. I woke up on the couch with a Gatorade spilled on me. Like clearly, I'd gone to bed with the best of intentions.
Got to rehydrate.
Yeah, I can get there, lads.
what flavor?
Orange.
Yeah. Classic.
Orange.
I think like it was Powerade actually, because like Gatorade I think has flavors. Powerade I think has colors.
I think Powerade has flavors as well, don't they?
But in my head, like I'm not, it's orange, blue, purple.
Orange is also both.
It is both, but I think for yellow, I'd say lemon lime for Gatorade, but it's like yellow Powerade.
I can discern between a red and a blue Powerade.
Blind taste test.
I reckon we're back to the old Jats vs Ritz again.
We got some live pods coming. We need some stuff to do live. The old blind taste test is all we got.
Wait, so are you
what
saying...
does it sound like?
Touch the bottle.
Are you saying that you can distinguish between a red Powerade and a blue Powerade?
I think that's pretty easy.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Do you think you could distinguish between a blue Powerade and a blue Gatorade?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I could too.
Do you think you can distinguish between a blue Powerade, a blue Gatorade, and a blue Maximus?
No. I don't think I have that level of... My palate's not that sophisticated, I don't think.
I think you could. I think I trust you because you'd just be like, that one tastes like shit. I reckon it's Maximus.
I mean, I'm willing to give it a try. I think I could tell the... I think I know... I've had enough Powerades to know that one. So then it would just be a matter of which one's the shit one and which one's Gatorade.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Ladies and gentlemen, Flog Cabin, we don't see colour, but we can taste it. We'll be right back. I just want to throw to commercial in your own podcast? Just fucking move her along.
Well, we should talk about it. It's Valentine's Day, right?
It is Valentine's Day, but I wanted to just double back. When is the last time you caused mischief? Because like this genuinely, that Monday was the last time that I was like, we are pub hopping. I think we went to at least 3. And like, I'm just walking in being like, fuck, let's go Guinness. Like, it is that. And just like, I remember you got kicked out of that place, and I was amazed that you got kicked out. It was really reminded me of my early 20s, where it's like, how could they not let us in?
Yeah.
And you're like standing there, literally holding a wizard staff made of beer cans, being like, let me in. Let me in, dude. What are you talking about?
I've only had a couple. What do you mean? Yeah.
This is how many drinks I've had. I'm fucking holding it since the start. How hard is it? Count them. I'm fine. You know what I mean? I used to, like, genuinely, I'll never forget. Like, it was, I think it was when it was Planet Hollywood on George Street. And like, my friend and I turned up to that holding the wizard staff that we just played wizards with.
Seriously?
And I'm like, let me in, because there was like a girl inside who was like, come there. And I'm like, sick. You know, I'm a wizard. I'll get there. And then the guy says no. My friend's like, fuck. And he just started beating like a power pole with his wizard staff.
And he was like,
I'm
you
can we
shall
get in
not
now?
pass.
There it is.
Yeah, big vibes. I mean, I don't know if you know security guards. They're not big Lord of the Rings fans. Although they are from New Zealand.
I would have laughed and be like, all right, let him in. All right, that's too good.
That's good gear.
No, I can't remember the last time I was a nuisance because I try to block all those memories because I used to be a real flea.
Dude, I can't believe we're going to softcore corner. How to deal with trauma. Block it out. Pretend it doesn't exist and move on.
Yeah, there's a lot of really bad memories somewhere in my head that probably could be unlocked by a therapist, but for now, they're staying in the box.
Keep them in that box, baby.
The fact you managed to write an entire book about your life without opening the box bodes well for a sequel.
It was a minefield, honestly. Trying to stay away from some of that stuff. Just be like, oh, wait, there's a funny memory about dwarfs. There we go.
And not that conversation, me talking to the dwarfs about my dad. Sometimes I think my father looks down on me. Can you relate to that?
And we're back.
I genuinely remember that one with the wizards. Like, that was crazy. Like, there was one. Have I told you this one where I was like on a bar in the Strawberry Hills Hotel and I pulled the whole table down?
Oh, no.
I just because my friend got kicked out and I was laughing at him for being a pussy for getting kicked out, and I overbalanced on my chair and I just fell and grabbed the table for balance and just brought it with me.
Oh, no.
The bouncer's just like, I told you to stay on the waters. And I'm like,
I fucking didn't.
just like, what are you doing?
It's times like that where it's like they're just dealing with children,
Absolutely. Just
But
drunk children.
But also it's on them partly to think. Like I've told this one I think on the pod before where a guy told me I had to stay downstairs and I went upstairs and he was like, mate, I'm not going to kick you out, but I'm really disappointed. And you're like, what do these guys want from us? Like if you say to a guy in a bar, like just stay on the waters, as soon as you're not looking, we're trying to get a beer.
Of course. Well, our mate's gotten us a beer while you were telling us to stay on the waters because our mates are good people.
Yeah.
You got to cut it off at the source. You got to be the first guy. Oh, nobody buy drinks. I'll assess all of you individually.
One thing I did notice was it's been so long since I've been that pissed, but also that pissed and not sobered up through cocaine. Right? Because that used to be the way out. You and any of your mates, as soon as they start to get too pissed that they might get cut off or they just start getting they're a bit silly, you just go, here, mate, and you just give them a key bump and they sober up.
Right, so they just keep them in the game.
Keep them in the game.
Right.
So one day in the future, when drugs are legalised, bouncers, when you showing signs of intoxication, they'll just give you a key bump.
Mate, don't get on the waters. Just have a little bump.
Here we go.
Get back in.
There we go. You'll be right. So that was eye opening for me because I just remembered I had such staying power, but it was drug fueled.
One day in the future, a bouncer is pulling you aside. It's like, mate, I thought I told you to do some cocaine. Mate,
I couldn't find any.
Mate, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I'm off the drugs, bro.
You got to go home then.
You got to get out of here.
You made your own choice, mate. It was so loose. But
Monday was.
Yeah, but just it started so early.
That's the problem. It's the daytime drinking. I had my first beer before you got there at 10 a.m. It's a long day.
Yeah, but then you're just I was sobering up at my wife's parents' place at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. was the kind of 1 a.m. What if we got... Is there anywhere open for food? Yes. It's
Everywhere.
9, dude.
Everywhere that is open.
Yeah.
Actually.
It's super available.
Yeah.
I mean, I got work tomorrow morning. I'll be right to drive. Yeah. You're going to be asleep for 10 hours. 12 maybe. You'll be okay.
We were about to go out for a drink now.
That's why we just kind of got in everywhere because surely at this hour, this is the witching hour.
On Super Bowl Monday, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I was wearing a jersey of the team involved.
So how did you cope with the loss?
I was heavily sedated with alcohol, so I took it quite well. It was
from what I saw on Instagram, you took to the internet to say the Super Bowl's rigged.
So we all know the Super Bowl is rigged, like State of Origin.
Why do you keep pushing this?
What is this about State of Origin?
State of Origin's rigged.
People know.
There's no way State of Origin.
This stuff is scripted.
Who rigs it?
Look
Big
into
Pineapple?
it. Yeah, it's it's News Corp, it's Big Media, it's the Jews. I don't know.
The Jews support New South Wales or Queensland?
Well, Queensland won 8 in a row, so they must be supporting Queensland. But anyway, I think...
Why do you do this to me? Now I just got to listen through and remember, minute 22. Just remove this from Hammer's repertoire. We can only make these allegations when someone else in prison says it, Hammer. We need plausible deniability here.
Well, I think people know that they control the weather, right? And the media. So, is it that much of a stretch? Is it controversial to say they also control
State of Origin?
A state versus state, mate versus mate sporting match?
We know that the Jews control the weather, and we know that Queensland love wet weather footy. We know it. They thrive in the wet.
There's only one conclusion, guys. State of Origin. There should be a 2-state solution. solution.
This is what you got to do. If Dad ever threatens to cut something out, just keep it long enough for him to get a good zinger in. And he'll refuse to
stay in.
take it out. Oh, I've got to keep it in now.
It is true. I'm like, wait, this
It's like
is
the gun
fucked.
running.
I can't be seen to condone. Oh, wait, I say something funny in 30 seconds. Leave it.
Yeah, just like the gun running last week.
It's good. Gun running was funny, though. That was red hot.
Yeah, but
I'm okay with being in an anti-Semitic podcast as long as it's funny. Sorry, as long as I'm funny.
Yeah, and as long as I'm, not saying that I agree with Hammer on anything. That's been a huge part of this podcast. I think State of Origin is rigged.
I don't think it is either. Do you really think State of Origin's rigged?
I
lose
do
a bet one time?
I do any time that New South Wales loses, I think it's rigged, and that's how I feel about the.
But why would they
Super
let
Bowl.
Queensland win 8 years in a row?
That's a good question. You got to ask the people that like the puppet, the guys that control the strings.
Well,
why?
I think Hammer, maybe you've been a bit anti-Semitic here, and like 8 wins in a row could it perhaps be the Chinese? Very lucky number.
That's a good number for him.
Good number for him.
Is 8? I thought 7 was the lucky
8,
one.
bro.
What's the unlucky one? 4.
I don't know the unlucky one. I just know the 8 because Beijing Olympics, 8th of August 2008. Luck.
I also used to play a poker machine called Lucky 88.
You're right. It is 8, isn't it? Yeah.
Definitely 8.
That's where you get your Asian culture. Poker machines. And it's like, oh man, I was reading the feature the other week.
I don't know if you guys are aware there are 5 dragons.
That reminds me of my time, my ex, who she was very insecure. She went through my phone.
Wait,
and
your ex?
Yeah, I had
Get out
an
of
ex.
here.
Hey, ex was very insecure, and she accused me of cheating. And she's like, "Who's all these messages to your friend about Miss Kitty?" And I was like, "How good's Miss Kitty? Miss Kitty's a poker machine." And I won a big feature on Miss Kitty, and we were having a bit of chat about it, and it was quite scandalous.
Did you introduce your girlfriend to Miss Kitty?
I said, "No,
See, she's not even hard. I'm just kidding, baby. I love you.
she's a cat."
Andrew,
Yeah.
I've made dinner. Guess what? More chili.
Pokey's deep cut. Welcome to the VIP section of Flog Cabin, ladies and gentlemen.
Smoking's allowed. We don't know why. That was definitely.
I know why. Fucking keeps him there.
I noticed a thing for a while when hotels started having floor 13 but lost floor 4. Because that is, I'm pretty sure it's 4 is the unlucky one in the Chinese.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 5.
Yeah.
And then skips 13.
Well, no. Well, it used to be the thing that some hotels didn't have level 13.
Yeah.
You remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Now it's mostly
I still think
Yeah,
I've seen
so-
some recently. I think it's still... There's some hotels float around that still have it, right?
Well, they do float around. They're missing a fucking level. We'll be right back. That was shit. I know it was shit. It was bad.
No, I didn't mind it.
It wasn't good.
We didn't know what to do with it.
Nobody
We were
knew.
lost.
There was a comedian. There was someone that had a joke about that. Like if you...
Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah, if you jump out of... if you try to kill yourself jumping out of off the balcony on level 14, you're going to die earlier. Right? Was that the gist of it?
Oh, I don't know if it's the same one. The Mitch Hedberg one I remember is there's no level 13. People in level 14 know what level they're really on.
I like Hammer's read on Hedberg. Just very morose.
Oh, I think that was part of the joke, but maybe I made that up.
Yeah, if you jump out on floor 14, you will hit the ground earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we
No,
go.
it just meant the read, the tone, the diction.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
didn't even give it the classic Hammer. If you're on
Sorry.
level 13,
Sorry, I
you'll
should've
hit the
done
ground
that.
earlier.
Sorry, I'm not feeling 100% there we go.
Okay. Is it a rough Valentine's Day for you?
Well, luckily my missus lives in Perth, so
That
there
is
was
lucky.
no,
Let's clip that up. Let's put that out. Hamo said this last week. We forgot to mention on the pod that the first time he put out a couple photo of him and his girlfriend, he lost 1,000 followers.
but it was also my most liked photo of all time. So swings and roundabouts. But yes, I did only mention the part that made her feel bad.
To her. Nice. I wonder why they're insecure, mate.
Nah, she was tagged in it, so she saw how many likes it was getting. She was the one that provided that counterpoint when I said that it was that I had the hugest amount of unfollows in a day. But you got to do it. You got to celebrate love. It's Valentine's Day.
Did you do it today?
I sent flowers today to Perth.
Did you?
That's nice.
Look
That's
at
a strong
you.
move.
With
With
strong
card.
Well, it's also her birthday. I forgot to mention that.
Whoa.
It's her birthday and Valentine's Day. So we...
Do you want to wish her a happy birthday and we'll lose some listeners?
I think it's chicks that I lost female followers.
Are you
so-
suggesting the cabin isn't a chick
That's-
magnet?
I was hinting at it.
I don't know if you saw Wahlburgers on Monday. Oh boy, Clementine Ford was there.
Don't get me started on her.
Yeah, table across from her is Abby Chatfield, and then Hillary Clinton. These are the only chicks I know chicks like. Very similar fan bases, you got to assume.
Well, we are all here on Valentine's Day, so I assume if you guys, and we're here in the evening rather than you guys being with your partners. So, did you come to some kind of alternative arrangement? Did you do anything special for today?
Some kind of alternative arrangement.
Well,
so
then
that we're
going
gonna
out for dinner. You know,
we're going to swap partners.
I mean, like,
Yeah, Mary and Beatty are currently scissoring.
fuck it, I would. God,
Tom's like, I'm not allowed to say this, and I'm like, I am, I think.
floggers won't need pilot with that kind of action.
Every now and then I'm very thankful she doesn't listen to anything I do.
But no, did you do anything nice?
Nothing. I
did
didn't do
nothing?
I did not. Well, because I've always
Card,
been like
flowers,
no-
anything?
No,
Not
nothing.
even
Coffee in bed.
Nothing.
Thoughtful, a message.
A text.
No,
A photo of you.
I thought
Dick pic.
a photo of you. And I should have. Because it's always we've never done anything, and that's always my thing. Like I've always kind of thought Valentine's Day. I'm pretty dumb, and I thought it was just like a joke that we don't do anything. And I think every year I'm like, I think she actually would quite like something.
Particularly when every other girl that she knows gets something nice or even like a nice, thoughtful message.
No, her friends are in bad relationships.
I think somehow that's worse than the scissoring.
I think so.
That's gonna cost you more. But yeah, I like the idea. It's like, I think she'd like if we did something. It's just like, no. She's one of those chicks who hates hanging out with their fiance. Hey, you know, dinner? Yeah, hate that.
Can't stand flowers.
Thoughtful cards, get
Special
fucked.
moments, no thanks.
You know what makes,
Memories, nah.
you know what makes me happy? He's on a podcast talking about scissoring one of his friend's girlfriends.
Wives.
What about you? Do you do anything nice?
Yeah, we went to lunch.
Okay, that's nice.
We took the dog for a walk this morning.
There we go. Did you pay for lunch?
Yeah.
There we go. That'll do.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I would do. I usually do flowers, but like, we don't. You know, we're moving around a lot at the moment. Flowers are just kind of difficult.
Understand? It's
But yeah, lunch. That was the thing. I was like, sorry, I got the podcast tonight. Tom, you should learn something from this. You be merry. I got the podcast tonight, but I still love to spend Valentine's Day with you.
Great.
We got to do
what
something.
Can we do?
Is lunch an option?
Oh, that's great, Dan. That's lovely. That's really thoughtful.
Great. Where do you want to go?
There's this beautiful little cafe that I know.
Oh, we'll probably have to wait for a table. What about if we just get some sandwiches to go? She's like, and then she says, "Can we get chips?"
Can we get chips?
Oh, they don't actually do chips. Maybe we can go to the chicken shop down the road and I'll grab chips.
And she's like, this is going to take a while. I've got to meet Beatty at 4.
All right. So you got some sandwiches to go.
No, we actually ate them at the place.
All
You know,
right. So I don't need your silly buggers here, mate.
it was mainly the walk. We went for a walk with the dog. Like, take the dog for a walk.
That sounds very nice.
We got a newly shaved dog.
Oh, yeah. First haircut?
Nah, second.
Okay.
But like the most thorough haircut.
Is she acting weird? When Cooper got his first haircut, whenever he gets haircuts, he's a bit like, this is fucked. I don't know what's happened.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. She's very much skinnier than I realized.
Yeah.
Because we both got labradoodles. So yeah, real skinny. And Mary was just like, "Oh, you look so skinny and elegant." And I'm like, "Do not fucking fat shame my dog. Don't start this now." She's like, "You look so thin. You look elegant, like a supermodel." And I'm like, "This is not what I want my dog to aspire to."
That sounds cute, though.
It was cute. She's very cute. Yeah, Dottie's awesome.
So it seems that none of us received anything for Valentine's Day.
No, but we don't receive anything for Valentine's Day.
But we do on this podcast.
Oh,
segue stitch.
Nice.
Good one.
Very strong.
Thank you.
So what we've done is we've written poems for each other to read out, right? Like that's what I've done. You guys should read yours out, I think.
So the scenario is we have been handed a Valentine's Day card with a poem written to us
Yes.
And that's the okay. At first, I was thinking I was writing a poem on someone's behalf to their loved one, but that's not the brief.
No. It's like it's us, like just like you open it up and it's like, oh, it's about me.
Yeah, okay.
Like kind of like a secret admirer.
Ooh.
But there's only 3 flogs in the cabin.
Yeah.
So look, there's a 50-50 chance you're jerking off the right person.
All right, I'm sending one of mine to Tom. My one to Tom.
Okay.
Wait, so where?
I WhatsApp them to you.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right.
So I have I've got 2 for Hamo,
I've got
and
2
you've got
for
2
you
for me.
because they're quite short.
Yes, likewise.
Mine are very short.
Okay.
We got to close strong. Who's feeling? Who's?
I think mine suck.
I think my Dan one's pretty good. My Hamo one's all right.
I think my one's for you is also
Holy
quite
shit,
good.
your one to me is long.
Yeah, I got.
I haven't read it yet.
Yeah. Who? Shall I kick off? Shall I lead?
Do it.
Why not? We'll just go fucking. All right.
Why don't you read your Hamo one and then I'll read my Hamo one.
Okay, great. So one sent from Hammer.
Yep.
Okay. So this is I'm opening up my Valentine's Day card with a picture of Miss Kitty paying out on it. And it's just like, I love.
Don't say that in the cells, mate. Don't say that.
Don't play silly buggers. Don't fucking do it.
You're supposed to be men.
We're men, boys.
That takes me back.
Yeah, go back to episode. Anyway. I don't know.
2?
I think it might have
3?
been.
I don't know.
McCannon.
It's McCannon. Yeah, by the way, the floggers at Wahlburgers refer to it as McCannon. It's McCannon forever. You'll get fucked.
You said flog cannon's
cannon is
better.
stupid.
You
Flog
said
cannon
it
is
better.
better, but I feel like we've gone too far.
It's
We have
McCannon
gone too
now.
far. I mean, I was saying McCannibal. I didn't agree with it. That's how convincing it is.
Yeah, so I've opened up my card. It's like, I love that you live in Perth, and here we go. Dan Muggleton, you're the guy. Many people think you're bi. But in reality, I know your secret. And I just wanted to say, hey, Daniel Muggleton, it's okay. You're gay. Brackets, Tom is too.
That's nice.
That's nice. Sweet.
All right. Mine from Hamo. Tom, we met at Kelly's on King at Dante's comedy competition. Having you in my life became my only mission. You being the kind of comic that gets big laughs, that's all I'm wishing. It's quite sweet.
It's cute.
All right. I got to send Hamo. You got.
I've got a very long one from Dan.
Do you want to go that? It's a bit long. Maybe just go the long one. We could do the long ones in the middle, then we'll do the short ones at the end.
Okay.
Because you got a long one for me as well, right?
All right.
It's not that long. It's
Oh my god, this is Shakespeare.
It's on it.
It is. Yeah.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more carby and more edible, despite what all the people might say. You're far more attractive and more bettable. From the moment we met, my mouth was wet in anticipation of my scheduled feeding time. Because, be honest, you're hard to get, and even harder to make bloody rhyme. You're not even my first this evening. That's important for you to know. You're my second dinner. Don't worry about anything. With the help of Pilot, I'm always good to go. My date got mad, I'm not sure, but I thought I saw her cry. So that's why this Valentine's Day I ended up fucking a pie. My God.
You even stuck to the rhyming scheme of a sonnet, which is very confusing.
Yeah. A, B, A, B, A, and then they CC, isn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Look, it was a sonnet.
It was something.
It was cute. Wait, are you going now? Or am I going?
I don't have. What have I got? I got to get one from.
I sent one to you.
From Dan. Okay. This is, Tom Witcombe. Roses are red. Waratah scarves are blue. My family is white. I wish my Uber driver was too.
That's great.
I sent you a roses are red. You go,
Yeah,
and then
all right,
you do
all
that
right,
one.
Okay.
We go back and forth?
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the roses are reds. I got a long one for Tom to finish
Yeah.
it.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I ordered 2 dinners. They're both for you.
That's cute. Wait, Tom goes again.
Roses,
No.
Oh, sorry. I thought
And
it
then
was
you
the
go back.
And then you. So I'll do this one. Then you. Roses are red. Violets are blue. That's the year for Valentine's Day. Let's role play bowling for Columbine too. Yeah.
Thank you.
Roses are red, flowers are gay. I hope that my Hamo at gays was he paid.
That's nice.
That's great.
This is sweet.
Wait, you got hammers or mine?
I've got yours. Have I done hammers?
Yeah, I think
I've done hammers.
Oh, you've done
Yeah,
hammers?
Mine's the last one.
Mine was short and sweet. Yep.
I think
That's the last one.
Okay. This is from Hammer to me.
No, it's from me.
Oh, it's from you. Sorry, it's from Tom to me. Sorry, Hammer. I should know because it's longer. Happy Valentine's, Daniel. I wish you the best, but allow me to get something off my chest. I know that you're married and you love your wife, and I hope that this poem won't get me in strife. But in Valentine's love, I'm eager to bask, so please don't take offense when I ask. For a couple so pretty, what might it cost for you to make love whilst I sit there and watch? I mean, ask Beatty, she gets it for free.
Scissoring.
That was nice. That was sweet.
fun.
I like that one. Yeah, I got to say, I thought of Bowling for Columbine 2 in the car and almost crashed. I was like, this is hot shit.
Were you convulsing laughing?
Yeah, I was like, mate, fucking poetry is easy. I should do a card company. But no, I was actually
Flog cards for Valentine's Day is hot.
Flog cards
For next year?
Ooh, not bad for that special someone you want to never speak to you again. Flog cards. So check this out. I actually remember this thing on Valentine's Day when I was a high schooler. This is like the first Valentine's Day I ever had a girlfriend. I think it was like year 11. Shut up. I think it was like year 11. And we went out with my best mate and his girlfriend at the time to the city. And I knew that my best mate had gotten his girlfriend a necklace for Valentine's Day. And his girlfriend turned up and she was wearing 2 necklaces. So she sat down for dinner and we're chatting. And I was like, oh, is this the necklace? And then Josh goes, oh, fuck. And she's like, what necklace? And I was like, come on, 2 necklaces. I just thought, and I got in a lot of trouble.
Yep.
Was I in the wrong?
Yes.
Hold on, because he hadn't given it to her yet?
Correct. She was just wearing 2 necklaces.
I think
In his defense, she's the kind of chick who might wear 2 necklaces.
I think the smarter play would have been to check with your mate. Have you given her the necklace?
I was 17. What are you talking about? 17. I probably had an erection the whole time.
You asked me if you're on the wrong. I'm saying that would have been that's the
correct play.
That's
But
the
I do
correct
the
play.
wrong thing, or I do a neutral thing.
No, you did the wrong. You did the wrong thing.
You should have
I
either
understand
checked or just shut the fuck up.
I understand
They're the 2 options.
But the conversation wasn't a flowing.
No.
This was no cabin we were dining in that
And
eve.
was it flowing afterwards? Was it free flowing from then on? Did you crack them open?
Oh, mate, just a couple of gags.
Yeah. Did you get your date anything?
Yeah, I forget what I got her, though.
3 necklaces?
We went to a different restaurant. I got her something. I don't remember, though. Ooh.
Yeah, you should have just kept your mouth shut.
Just keep your mouth shut? But
You rat dog.
You wouldn't last a fucking day inside.
What have you done?
I still remember it so vividly. It was on George Street. It was like, just look it up. Hey, this will be a fun conversation. She got to tell me about the gift she just got. She'll be psyched about that. That's cool.
I got you this wizard stuff. We're going to Planet Hollywood.
Yeah, it's taller than me. We taped together with grey duct tape. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Was that Starbar? What Starbar became? Remember Starbar had the big
Yeah, Planet Hollywood became Starbar.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it was Starbar. Maybe I'm getting my names wrong.
I have a feeling.
Because it's gone through. Is it dead now? Is it just over?
I don't know. The gig's over.
The gig is over. One of the great gigs. Dante DeWan.
One of the truly, yeah. Did you ever do it?
I did not do it. I don't think it existed when I started getting into comedy. But I did hear from Dante recently. He's back.
He's back?
Yeah. He asked me if I want to do a gig.
Oh, man. Must be nice. I miss that guy. His voice always sounded pre-recorded. I love that.
Remember he had
I just love his long email with all the rules. It's like 981 rurules to do his room.
I got played off at that room. Only room I've ever been played off at.
Oh, yeah.
And I was doing pretty well comparatively. Only time it's ever like music just starts playing like, okay, Daniel, get off. And I was like, oh, come on, man.
I just remember because he used to be on the side and he'd be DJing and he'd have the microphone and he'd be kind of like, who was Letterman's little offsider?
Oh,
Paul Shaver.
Paul Shaver. He'd be like,
Paul Shaver, everybody.
you'd be like, so I was on a date recently. He goes, oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so weird because he would sit in his booth, right?
Yeah.
And he'd just sit there, and then you would be laughing into the mic, the booth mic that he has, and it was quite distracting.
I remember
I got in trouble because I had notes on my hand.
Oh yeah,
That's
not a
one of
professional
his
move.
rules. That's
Shows a
rule-
lack of preparedness.
Not a
Rule
professional
32.
move. Yeah,
And he said, "No notes, young man."
I remember he had
Young man? The
Yeah,
young man
No
dude?
notes, young man.
Love that.
Was all he said.
I remember he used to have a joke in 2023 about Baz Luhrmann's Australia.
I saw you roast him. I saw.
I just feel like he's in this movie Australia. Imagine naming a movie Australia. I'm like, mate, this was like 14 years ago. What is?
Yeah, I was a gig when you roasted that joke of his on stage, and I was like, that was much funnier than his actual joke.
Oh, thank you.
You made fun of Dewan?
I made fun of
At his
Dewan.
own gig.
In his presence?
At his own home.
Yeah,
Oh, my
Mr.
God.
Home.
Yeah, it was very funny. We also Tom and I got booked to do a nightmare gig at the Grosvenor Hotel.
Oh, my God.
That was run by Dante.
Mm.
It was in this huge room, like a dining room with giant ceilings. It was like a cavernous room that was not built for
It was like the
comedy.
ground floor of a pub, which is enormous, but all one room.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And you kind of like just straight across to the bar, nothing in between. So the sound of like cocktails being made and pints being poured or whatever, but also just like filled with families who were just doing whatever they wanted, like kids running around and stuff. And we get there and they're like, "What time do the gig start?" It's like, it starts at 9:30. It's like
9:30.
it finishes at 11. By the end, there were 4 people there. I knew because I was closing.
And I was worried because there was all these young kids there.
You see Tom
and
slipping that
I
in?
was like, I'm talking about things up people's asses, and I'm like, there's young kids here, and I was concerned, but they were like, no, they've been told that there's a comedy show starting, so if the kids stay, that's on the parents.
Mm. I do find that funny when like parents bring children to a comedy show and they're like, it's nothing they haven't heard before, don't worry. And it's like, hey, you shouldn't be just telling people that. And like it's not for you, it's not for them, it's for the rest of the audience who feels weird.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's really hard to laugh when you're horny. You know, there's a fucking kid there. You're sweating. You're trying to cover your erection. It's hot shit.
That's a good turn I wasn't expecting. Yeah, you're right though.
I'm up there being like, man, can we get a lectern for this kid? I don't want to give anything away. Why do you think the priests have the pulpit?
What's wrong with you? You're right though. I often always think about the parents, but it's like it does.
Wait, sorry, is it often or always?
often?
Fucking yes.
But you're right. It's also about the general vibe of the room.
No, that's the thing, because people are just like, you're saying some crook shit, like, ha, and they see a kid and they're like, oh, I shouldn't be laughing at this with this kid here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's weird.
And then some of them sit him at the front.
Yeah.
And then the MC points him out, like, hey, you a kid? And everyone's like, oh, why'd you ruin it? You know? Could have been in the back.
It does become a big thing, but like then the whole conversation becomes, this is fucking weird, right? And then everyone's
Yeah.
like, well, I guess. If you just went ahead, I just would have been like, maybe the erection was from something else.
Maybe it was pilot.
Maybe it was his mum. I don't know.
Wait, do we have a pilot ad?
Should we do a pilot ad?
I think so.
All right, Tom. I think you will have it in your inbox.
I've got another
Whoa.
one. So much reading. Where are we up to time-wise?
We are 45 minutes in.
Oh, boy. All right.
Hammer's sweating it up. Just thinking about those kids.
This one's pretty short this week. I know that I've famously been writing ones that were too long.
Famously. Everyone talks about it.
It's the long,
Huge in the group chat.
You guys know Andrew Hamilton?
the guy that writes the long pilot.
You know the guy who was the Mushroom King of Sydney? Doesn't ring a bell. You know the guy from Yeah Mad TV, the Labrador Cadabrador guy? No, the guy who writes the long ads. Oh!
All right.
Old Sticky Reads Hamilton.
Oh. His reads are always, often, sometimes long. G'day, floggers. Do we need to introduce this anymore?
The podcast Flog Cabin is brought to you by Pilot.
There we
Men's
go.
Health, hard made easy.
Today's ad I wrote for Tom.
G'day, floggers. It's your boy Tom Witcombe here. Last day, V-Day stood for something else for me. Very flaccid day. My penis wilted faster than the $10 flowers I bought my fiance from Woolworths because I'm a gigantic tight ass. But thanks to Pilot's ED medication, I'm back to spearing my missus like I'm packing Cupid's arrow down there. I'm long, I'm hard, and I'm just a little pointy. Use promo code FLOGGERS20 for $20 off your first order at pilot.com.au. Pilot, hard made easy.
There you go.
There we go. And was I wrong? I predicted Tom to be a tight ass on Valentine's Day. In fact, he was even tighter than a $10 flowers.
Yeah, you were actually quite complimentary at the $10 flowers. That would have been something.
I mean, Tom's really putting a shift here. You know that on the way home it's just going to be, any Woolworths open? I just had a great idea.
No, they can't still be $10. Look at them. It's the end of the day. I'll give you 7. I'll give you 7.
Give me 2 bunches for 10. That's a deal. That's a deal. Come on, kid. Come on. I like it. I feel we don't, but dudes don't get anything for Valentine's Day, right?
No.
It's usually sex.
That's what we get.
Well, like, you know, a girl might dress up in like lingerie, put on a bit of a thing. I don't know.
Did you get any photos today? Did you get anything, Hammo?
We can't talk about that because Nikki's like posted on social media about it, about the fact that a couple of days ago she tried to send me some naked photos and she accidentally sent them to comedian Lindsay Webb, and she didn't realise till she went.
What were the photos of?
It was a pussy pic.
There's that classic Hammer Red.
Pussy pic, and she was annoyed that I hadn't acknowledged the photo.
Oh, that's
So
how she
was
realized.
Like, she was like, wait, there's no reaction from him. And then she saw that I hadn't been sent it. She's like, fuck, who did I send that to? And she'd been...
Pretty rude of Lindsay Webb not to react either, really. But maybe
So,
ruder.
According to things, he hadn't... It was like, you know, when you can see that the message was seen. It hadn't been seen. She unsent it. And then she asked him, did you get any of that? And he said, no, I didn't know what she was talking about. So either he's a very good liar or he just didn't say it. But it was very funny.
How long do you reckon elapsed between the send and the no react?
I think it was somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're usually pretty good on the text. Like if I sent you a pussy pic of me,
I'd be right on that.
yeah. I'd expect like a 1-2 minute reply.
There'd be so many questions as well.
If Tom didn't reply, I'd be like, it's probably in a meeting.
Whereas I literally have nothing to do. So
Yeah.
I'm like straight on it. But yeah, so she was like, oh, that's weird. He hasn't responded. Wait a second. Who has a photo in their inbox of my vagina? And
Everyone's favorite game. Guess who?
Does he have 2 eyes? Click, 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 click.
so anyway, crisis averted. Loose lips, sink ships.
The pussy pic thing is like, I've never received one, and nor have I ever really wanted to.
Oh, they're
just
great.
like just the pussy.
Just the pussy.
What are you looking for? Like the pussy and where it went to school?
And a brief description.
No,
Pussy next to its degree.
doesn't do anything for you. What would do in pictorial form? What would do it for
Like
you?
full body. Or if anything, above waist.
Or Waratah's team photo. Pretty good.
Just pair of
Fists on knees.
Just what about okay?
Pussy pick, waist down, fists on knees. Tom's like, this is hot. Who does it play for?
Oh, those are the ultimate socks.
So what about they're at work and like they go to the bathrooms at their office and just some titty pics. You like that?
Yeah, probably a bit more be my speed.
All right. I'll let Nikki know just in case. Can I accidentally send anyone some more pics?
I'm going to save myself on her phone as Lindsay Webb. Let's see how much of an accident it really was.
That's fair.
This is my thing. How did it end up with Lindsay? Is like
Because she was talking to him at the same time, so it was 2 combos going.
yeah,
See,
okay.
all right, this is the thing. Like, maintaining a professional conversation, because like they're both comedians, probably about a gig, booking, whatever,
Yeah.
while you're also doing something horny with your significant other.
Yeah.
I feel like we've never been closer to that than ever before in
Yeah.
history. It's just like you could be like, you know, jerking off, but then like actually being like, oh, wait a second, I got to attach that thing to this email. So you're like kind of multitasking it. Like, is it good? I don't think it's good.
Is what good?
To have
the
these
fact-
worlds colliding.
Yeah, I think you just before you had to like. I mean, I wasn't alive during that time, but like you had to like. I assume plan. You know, you couldn't be at work, like working from home, jerking off, still being productive, still doing your 6 billable minutes. You know,
6 billable.
you know what I mean? It just feels close. Like Was it? Maybe Amos had a good joke about it.
Certainly before smartphones were a thing, I was certainly doing like dirty like texting, like when I was like at school or uni or things like that. Yeah,
In class.
Yeah.
Dirty text.
yeah.
Who to? Girls' school. Boarding house.
Would have been a girlfriend.
Lindsay Webb.
Just a girlfriend at the time, but you know.
It's like the FBI like records like all kind of internet data. Lindsay Webb gets every dirty text, every pussy pic, every dick pic. It's all just there like a tome.
Just this massive archive.
That's why he's the web, baby.
He's the Webb.
He brings it all together.
But so I think those worlds were always, for me at least, like they weren't that far apart, but maybe they are hella close now.
I just feel like they're close.
And there's also like I remember one time I sent an email to or was it a text to a client when I was talking to a girlfriend, and it just said like, "Okay, baby, love you." Right? It could have been way worse.
to the client. That's good.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the best ones.
That's
Yeah.
as good as it could have gone, really.
Absolutely.
That's the calling the
Could have been
teacher
like,
mum.
I want to fucking plow you later, or we're gonna make a mess.
You going with plow?
Plow.
I mean, you know,
What is this like when you're in Bathurst? You're out there in the country?
Yeah, sorry, I was texting my farm.
so yeah, it could have been way worse. But then also she thought it was hilarious and like just let me off the hook of just never mentioning it again.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's pretty innocuous.
That panic when you're like, oh no, like when you.
Yeah. Because like, when did unsend come in?
I didn't even know that was still. I didn't know
Because
that
when
was
you
a thing.
told us this story in the group chat, and you're just like, it's sent. And I'm like, it's just sent. Like, you just got to be like, oi, don't look. Which, is that even possible? Can anyone do that?
The thing
It's
that
like,
I've-
don't look. Like, oh, at what?
You'd have to.
The thing that I've heard is that you like kind of fill the chat like, hey, don't look up, hey, like fill it so that you can't scroll up.
Okay.
And then you just, if you received it, you just lie.
Just trying to scroll. She keeps texting. It's bullshit.
No, that is a true thing. There have been times when, Nikki had like sent me a photo because we're in a long distance relationship, so we've got to keep it alive by audio visual, and so there've been times when she's been at work.
What kind of audio are we talking about? A couple of horny voice notes?
A lot of heavy breathing for me, I think, mainly.
Hey, baby, you up for a bit of AV?
But like, I can't wait to come to Perth and before I.
But she'll have her phone in a work setting, and it'll be like in the chat with me, and it's a graphic photo. So then she has to quickly like add in extra words to push it up, like you're saying.
Yeah, okay.
Do you reckon that's why Slack has kind of taken off? Do you reckon it's not even the functionality? It's just like nobody is getting horny on this.
Oh, you
Slack
reckon?
is the opposite
it's
of
a
horny.
dedicated space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we have kind of broken down, like, texting. You know what I mean? Like, Instagram seems quite legitimate. Facebook is for formal events. WhatsApp is for your actual mates. Signal's for your dealer.
I got to say this, even though I don't love the portrait it paints of me, just because it confirms everything that people on this podcast believe I am. When Beatty and I first started dating, because we
Please say
met
LinkedIn.
Oh my god! You were using the chat functionality on LinkedIn?
No, so what happened was it wasn't anything horny. It was like I was when we were first kind of flirty at work. I was on a date with a girl, like on a second date, and I'd been talking to her at work about this girl, about it. Like, oh, I'm not really sure about this. I don't think this is the go. And I was on the date, and it was going badly, and I wanted to tell Beatty, and the only line of communication I had was LinkedIn. So I messaged her on LinkedIn.
I mean, I think that confirms kind of everything we asked about what you need in a pussy pic. What skills is she endorsed for?
I mean, it makes sense logically. It was the only communication channel that he knew at the time. He didn't have her phone number. Is it super lame? Yes.
So I've just been outside of LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I've got a LinkedIn, but like I know that you guys like people like message on it and people like look up people on it. That seems to be pretty common.
Yeah.
That seems to be like corporate horny is like look up their LinkedIn. That's kind of like step one.
There are plenty of guys that will use LinkedIn to try and like pick up chicks, which is
Like a cold message on LinkedIn.
yeah, like I've seen you, and I'd really like to catch up for coffee sometime. You strike me as really beautiful. Like there's so many women that will go like, this is not what this platform is meant to be for.
I agree with them 100%.
Yeah.
I think that's creepy. I think it's like smelling your chair
I
in your
mean,
office.
sure, I agree. Except if the chick was really hot.
Old Hamo's law.
Like, what if
Your
she's-
Honor, I put it to you. She was fucking hot.
Like, just coming out, like, Exhibit A, just a photo. Case dismissed. Sorry, apologies, Mr. Hamilton.
Exhibit A, a photo I took without her permission.
It's actually a LinkedIn profile picture. She's still that hot.
You know, my dad, oh, God, it was so hard scrolling through LinkedIn, and I stumbled across the fact that my dad had a LinkedIn, and it just said, retired and enjoying life was what he'd put as his job title.
That's nice.
And I'm like, there's no need for this man to be on LinkedIn. If you're retired, it's just like a brag.
Maybe he's just checking out. You know,
Hey guys, I'm on this platform for no reason. Retired and enjoying life.
Yeah, well, how's he going to message bitches? Look up other retired nuns.
True.
Do you think they got LinkedIn at the cloister?
You're right. I got to check his inbox. I got to see what messages he's sending. Hey. All right. Well, that was it is lame, but like I understand the logic, so I can't really pull you up too much on that. But how did it progress from that to
Where'd
then
you go next?
guys- did you ask her out first on LinkedIn?
Did you send a hey? That was such a great night on LinkedIn, or had you gone to number by that stage?
No, we never. No, because then we went straight to number when something like happened. Like nothing happened that night. It was then there was a work thing, and then things happened. You know how things are.
I've never had a work thing.
No.
And I'm not stupid enough to have ever hooked up with a work colleague because that just sounds problematic.
Yeah. Well, one of us is engaged, and one of us is Andrew Hamilton.
And that's fair.
By the way, also this is pretty mean to the fact that Nikki is a comedian. Just putting that out there. I never hooked up with a colleague. Yeah, she's a comic, but she's a female comic. Boys.
I didn't think about that.
I hooked up with a fan with the
Happy
dream.
birthday, Nikki. That was for you.
I meant in the same company. But also, we did talk about that because normally I wouldn't have hooked up with a comic, but it seemed like it was less problematic when it first happened because I live in Sydney, she lives in Perth.
You're not working the same gigs.
Exactly right. There seemed to be like that.
Dante DeWan doesn't know her.
Yeah. I remember when we first hooked up, Brendan Maloney, who runs Oasis, had asked Nikki, like, "Oh, are you and Andrew like maybe something there?" And she was like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe." And Maloney goes, "I mean, who knows? He might think you're disgusting."
Classic play.
Which is just such a hilarious thing to say.
Yeah.
And then he ended up being one of the reasons that we ended up hooking up because he insisted on us going to karaoke.
Insisted on you going to karaoke.
Yeah, he only wanted to stay out if we went to karaoke. And we're like, and he was like, fine, I'm going home. And so we're like, okay, well, I guess we'll go to karaoke.
Dude, that's such a strong peer pressure move.
Yeah.
Do it or I'm leaving.
What'd you think?
Do it or I'm leaving.
Do it or I'm leaving.
So we did it.
By the way, when we were sending you the offensive voice notes to try and get you down to the Super Bowl, the floggers in attendance were listing the tactics that Hammond put out in his list.
Peer
that's
pressure
good.
list.
They're on
They're
it.
like, the old Tom would have come, and I was like, fuck the boys.
Yeah,
You know,
but
good
they know
stuff.
that's not true. I know there was no world where I would have come.
They went
Yeah.
through all of them, and then I had to yell out, "What are you, gay?" And I said it a bit too loud for 10 in the morning, but
Yeah. Then we tried to take a football office. Wait, damn it. I had a thing. Fuck. Karaoke.
Karaoke.
I was
Yep.
thinking about this.
there we go.
Because in the nuisance, when you're younger, karaoke booths, are they the playpen of the drunk inner city child?
Oh yeah, fuck.
Think about it. It's just like you're too drunk to go into public spaces, so it's just like, hey, ding dong dangs down the road.
I don't think that place exists anymore.
It's
but
gone. It is gone.
Yeah,
But
it's
that was a holding pen for us for
I
years.
used to go there a lot.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like there was no rules.
No, you're in the booth, baby. Your booth.
Yeah.
you play your game.
You're in the booth, you order your drinks, no one's asking questions.
Yeah, ding dong dang.
It was a simpler time.
I kind of rated it because
I loved it. We went there all the time.
I want to be drunk. I don't want to be home, but I don't want to be drunk in public anymore because even I agree it's a bit much.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Right,
a good
just
point.
tuck us away.
Yeah.
Tuck us away somewhere hidden where we can have fun in a kind of silly, raucous environment.
Yeah,
where,
'cause, like-
where we're... The most you'll happen is you'll come out of the booth to either go to the bathroom or something, and you'll see other people in other booths. You'll be like, "Hey!" And then you'll be ushered back into your booth.
Get
Yeah.
back in your booth.
Hey, we can't have cross boothination. You know,
We should do flog karaoke. We should do it.
Floggy
Floggy
could be done.
at Wahlburgers, only Marky Mark tracks. Shotgun good vibrations.
There's another one. I feel like Mark Wahlberg's songs like Mark Wahlberg's brothers. There's more than you think. Yeah, I just think Ding Dong Dang. It was like that's where you'd go. Just like all the other options are exhausted. Let's pay $13 for a Heineken.
There's definitely a couple of karaoke places still running around Sydney, but none of them that I know are as famous as what Ding Dong Dang used to be.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the guy for a bit. Sydney just goes through its little phases.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Ding Dong Dang.
We should bring it back. All white Ding Dong Dang. Still call it that?
Well,
still treat white people with contempt?
From my vague memory, there was always like this old, like grizzled Chinese lady that like was like the madam that ran the overlord.
Madam.
Yeah,
Ding
absolutely.
My only real experience with her at Ding Dong Dang was just hating us, like just feeling like we were
I
such
think
a
she
nuisance
hated everyone,
to her.
but she just she was just looking at the money, and she had her underlings. And
Did you ever try to bargain them?
I'm sure we did. Yeah.
You ever run that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
You good?
You had to go hard though.
Oh yeah.
She was a brick fucking wall. Just to be like, oi, there's 8 of us though. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. This is how much it is per person. You're like, no, I don't think you understand. There's 8 of us.
I've heard of us. We'd be drinking.
Yeah, in the booth.
We'd be drinking. We'd
8
be
of
singing.
us.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Picture it.
Picture
Picture
it,
this
dude.
in a booth.
How many are in the other booths? Bet it's not 8.
6
We're
at
walking.
most. 6 at most.
Let me count them.
We're in this together. I walk, they walk.
We don't have to come here, you know. And she's just looking at you like, yes, you fucking do. You didn't get into fucking Strawberry Hills Hotel.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else. This is the end.
You don't even have to turn the machine on. We're just going to drink.
I do feel like at Ding Dong Dang, like, or just all karaoke, there must be some kind of thing in their contract where you have to sing. Yeah, like, can I just sit here and drink? And they're like, no.
Absolutely not. This is not a BYO room.
Otherwise, it's illegal.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta sing.
Yeah, it's like pokies machines. You can only smoke cigarettes if you're losing money.
And you'd always have those embarrassing moments where, like, well, for one reason or another, the machine just stopped working, or the songs weren't playing, and like it was just from like because one of the idiots in the room pressed like the button which said "Don't press this,"
Yeah.
and then like the guy, one of the dudes, has to come in and like fixes it in like 3 seconds.
Just the sheer disappointment on anyone who's ever intervened on me in a karaoke booth. My God, just walking in like, fucking, how did you do this wrong? You're in a room. There's padded chairs everywhere. You just have to sit and drink.
Also, from memory, they're also quite relaxing places to do drugs compared to like other places in inner Sydney. You know, otherwise you've got to go to like a bathroom, to a toilet cubicle with your friend or alone. But in here, it was just a relaxed setting. You just could just do it on the table in like front of 8 people.
But there were cameras.
I think that was part of the rules.
Were there cameras? I don't remember.
Drug use is encouraged. Ding dong danang.
I don't remember having any problem with the drug use. So I guess they just must. I don't know if the cameras even work. Or,
I swear there was like a thing. I thought that was like the kind of threat as you came in. There was like a video camera wall, like showing all the booths as you walk in. You're like, oh, I can't be a total fuckhead.
Just 10 pictures of Hamo doing lines off the table.
Do not let this man in again.
they must have some footage in there. Who's got the tapes from Ding Dong Dang?
Just like they're talking amongst themselves. Like, look, we'd like to ban him, but he's unbelievable on the microphone. Nobody does K-Stan like him.
Well, if we can track down the Ding Dong Dang tapes from roughly like 2011, 2012, 13, there might be some good stuff on there.
Just like people are going to run for political office in 30 years, and it's just the Ding Dong Dang tapes. Look at him. You want this to be the Lord Mayor of Sydney?
You've heard of the Panama Papers. Now we've got the Ding Dong Dang tapes.
He's taking his pants completely off during the Eagle Rock. This guy's a wrong'un. Pants to the ankles reasonable. Boxers stay up. You're on it.
How do we know that's where Barnaby didn't come from the other night?
What happened to this? I missed this story. He was loose?
He was found on the ground, like passed out, writhing. He said that he'd mixed alcohol and like medication or something like that. And he was just like an absolute mess laying on the ground. And it was funny footage. So some guy just walked past and just videoed him instead of helping him, which I don't know if I'd help him.
Barnaby Joyce? Yeah, probably not.
We're getting political in the cabin. It's happening.
Tom's like, when do I tell them I vote Liberal?
They know.
I'm just imagining Tom going to vote, but Whitcombe Tom, and he flicks his Waratah scarf over his shoulder and goes in. Yeah, I brought a sausage from home. It's good gear, folks.
It's good stuff.
That's what we like. Is this it? Are we done?
Bring it home, Dan. Bring it home, Dan. You're the one who talks the most on the podcast.
I was in an Uber just before.
We knew it. We knew it was going to be the savior.
All right,
We
okay,
heard something weird happen in Uber. We wanted to hear about it.
So I was in an Uber before, and like I don't know if you know, the traffic this evening was fucked, pouring
Yes.
rain. So I thought this Uber was going to take like 20 minutes, and ended up taking like 38, 40. And so this guy and I got into like a heavy chat. He's like, "What do you do?" I'm talking about like, "Oh, I do comedy," and then he told me a joke that went for about 6 minutes. That
Any good?
no, not a huge payoff. And then
How quickly could you tell the joke?
I couldn't even possibly.
What was the punchline?
It was about an elderly couple celebrating their 50th anniversary. They're out at a holiday resort, and this cop overheard them talking about wanting
Tom, you should listen. You might come up with some ideas.
and a cop overheard them talking about reliving their glory days from 50 years ago when they'd been at the same venue and they'd done something special. So for some reason, this cop followed this elderly couple as they went to like have like sex somewhere like secluded.
Sure.
And he's like, "Oh, he might have been a pervert or something. I don't know. Like, he just wanted to make sure they were safe, you know." And I'm like, "All right, there's already problems with the premise, but let's get going." But anyway, they were going and shaking and going at it for like 10 minutes. And he's like, "Oh my God, these guys are animals." And then so the big reveal was that they ended up leaning on an electric fence, and that was the reason why they were gyrating so lively. But it was like that. It was like, you know, when you're doing like a joke. And it's such a long one, and there's so much silence for so long. You're like, this better be good Hamilton by the end of it, because otherwise there's just not a big enough payoff for this much work.
Sure.
There was not a big enough payoff.
What is it? The view needs to be worth the climb or something?
Something like that. And it wasn't. But anyway, I appreciate him giving it a crack. But then we're getting close to the city, and I'm like, "Oh, there must be something going on. Like, is Taylor Swift here yet?" And he goes, "No, he hasn't arrived yet." And I go, "Okay." And then he goes, "Yeah, I don't think he's here." And I'm like, "Oh." He's like, you see what I did there?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah."
Oh, it was on purpose?
Yeah.
I thought he got it wrong.
No. He goes, "See what I did there?" I'm like, "Hey, a funny joke." He's like, he looked at the mirror. He's like, "Is it?" And I'm like, "I don't know where we're going with this." And he was insinuating that he was like, because then he tapped on the Adam's apple, like, have a look. So it's
that would be amazing if true. If that turned out to be true the whole time. Oh.
And then he segued from that. He segued into, "Yeah, I think a lot of famous people are going to come out as gay soon. You know, a lot of people coming out of the closet." And then he started talking about the Epstein list, and I was like, "What? How did we devolve into this?"
That's so weird.
Yeah. But Taylor Swift is trans. You heard it here first.
Why do you hate me? Why do you just do this that I have to leave stuff in? The Uber driver, what'd you give him? 5-star?
I haven't given him a rating yet, but he's got to give him 5 stars for that, surely.
Just popping that out there. Is
It
that
was-
like an ongoing theory?
I've never heard that before, but it was hot Uber chat to be like, "Here's something. Yeah, I don't think he's arrived yet," and I just was going to leave it.
Yeah. It's just like, this guy's heard the name Taylor. He hasn't really thought about it.
I just thought he was trying to be funny. But the way he said it, it was like, I feel like he was just trying to say a gag, but then I wasn't like, I wasn't taking the bait. And then he like,
Doubles, triples down.
doubles down, triples down. Then he points at the Adam's apple. Here we go. It's Taylor Swift trans. Is there anything on the
There's
internet?
nothing. There's not even
This guy has not even gone down the right rabbit holes of bad information. This is just made up stuff.
You reckon like, what, he's just on his own, single-handedly come to the conclusion that Taylor Swift is trans and is trying to start a movement amongst Sydney Uber passengers?
He's just peddling it around, just seeing if he can make it land.
Do you reckon they use... How about, do you reckon Uber drivers kind of work their chat up throughout the day like we'd do with a joke across a series of gigs?
Yeah, okay. Like
You know,
you tried
like-
a couple of times, see the initial reaction.
Yeah, like,
You tried with a few different demographics.
earlier today, like, he's like, "Oh, Taylor Swift, yeah, he's not here yet." And the guy laughed and he's like, "This is good as shit." I should say it again.
Okay. Then he tries it like with a 40-year-old comic with tats. And it's like, not my crowd.
Yeah, and he's like, "I don't think he gets the joke.
Yeah.
Don't think he understands
This
why
guy's
she's a he."
This guy's a dumbass, gone over his head. Yep.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Can you do it on Yeah Mad TV, the next episode?
A Taylor Swift
Someone
trans-
told me Taylor Swift is in the country. I said, is he?
Mate, not enough shots of vodka in the world. Yeah, I mean, I had a good Uber chat in Perth where he called the bankers banksters.
Oh, that's good.
You see,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
And he was talking. He didn't like the banks. This fella, go figure. And he said it because he was a former Yugoslavian fellow who came across because of all the
What is he
trouble
now?
over there. From Perth.
Is he a war criminal?
No, I mean
Gun runner?
Pardon?
Gun runner? Is he
didn't
deciding
offer-
state of origin?
He didn't offer me anything.
He looks sus.
Nothing of that caliber.
All right.
He didn't look sus. He was funny because this is how he kicked it off, which I thought was maybe the strongest start I've ever had in an Uber. He was like, "Oh, you Daniel," like that, just kind of vague. And I was like, "Oh, good mate. How are you?" And he's like, "How's your day been?" He's like, "Daniel, I don't give a fuck."
Instant legend status.
That's the lead-in. He's like, "I know I shouldn't use the language, but I don't give a fuck." You know? And I'm like, "Oh man, why do you give a fuck?" He's like, "Man, these banksters," and I'm like, "Here we go. We're on it. This is red hot." But he said it was like apparently it was like some kind of general after the war in Yugoslavia. They were talking about it was after World War II. And I was talking about the banks coming because they're like a socialist country. And he's like, "Would you put your money in the banks, to keep it safe?" And he's like, "Would I put my cash in another man's wallet?" And the guy's like, "So you see, banks are wrong." I was like, "Fuck, he makes a good point."
I was debating that logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. Got pretty anti-Semitic towards the end, but it's 4 stars.
It was 3 before that.
Brought it up, made it work. Well, look, I mean, none of the end bits getting in, but, we had a lovely time.
I think the
what is
telescope
getting
transmits, we should lead with that.
I think we should just put that in. I think we should add everything else out.
Nope. All right. Thanks for joining us in the cabin for another week.
We're in Adelaide next week.
We are.
Yep.
Hammer and I in Adelaide will be voice messaging Tom mean things.
Yeah.
We'll be making...
Fly to Adelaide, pussy. The old Tom would have done it.
Imagine if I didn't make it to Wahlburgers, but I did make it to Adelaide.
You'd like turn up at Wahlburgers, like, fuck, they're not here. But yeah, we're in there. We're doing shows. You're at the same time as me, right? 16th to the 25th.
That's right.
In Adelaide, and I'm on early. You're on late.
Yep.
So you can do the double flog.
Le Double.
Flog double.
Flog double. And then, keep joining us in the cabin. More people every week. It's crazy. It just keeps growing.
Keeps growing.
People like it.
Word's getting out.
And a very, very hot reel from Tom this week. I like the Ag Bays reel. Thought it was very funny. All right. What do we got? That's it. That's it?
That's it.
I watched the special.
Subscribe.
Watch the special.
Oh,
It's going well. Up to 32,000.
That's good
Nice.
numbers.
30,000 views.
Yeah.
I want to get it to 50.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you know what would get more than 50,000 views? A video of me saying that Taylor Swift is true.
Absolutely. I can
It's
guarantee
all a
that.
Democrat conspiracy to get Joe Biden in the White House.
That's hot stuff. I can sense it.
It's good gear. But the flogs know better. Well, the floggers know better. We don't, clearly. Keep listening. Watch us on YouTube as well. All right, that's it. Stay flogged up.
Bye.
I wanted Tom to say check the Dodgems.